It's officially December and I only have one shoot on the books for the entire month, but that doesn't mean we're gonna stay stagnant. We have to continue to figure out ways to grow both as a filmmaker and as a freelance business person. So I wanna bring you along with me this week and show you what it looks like to continue to grow even when you don't have a ton of work. All right, hey, happy Monday. Here we go. First week of the vlog, first week on the channel. It's about 10 p.m. on Monday night right now, and I'm been sitting down getting some work done on the video side of things for about an hour. So I actually work a full-time job. I started work at 6:30 this morning, work 6:30 to 3:30. So all my video production stuff is just a side gig at the moment, which is one of the things I'm trying to figure out and trying to navigate in terms of how to make this work, how to make this profitable, because I have to fit it in when I have spare time, when I'm not at my paying job, my salary job, and also I have young kids. So trying to spend time with family is still important that I'm invested in my full-time job, and then also trying to do video production work on the side. So 6:30 to 3:30 today, came home, got out on a run with my son, spent some time with the family, took care of dinner, played with the kids, bath, bed, finally got to sit down and do some work on the video side of things around 9 o'clock, and I've been going for about an hour. So jump in here and show you what I've been working on. I've just been finishing up an edit for a camp that I shot. It's actually my only reoccurring client. I shoot for them generally once or twice a month, but they had a big high school and junior high camp this past weekend, or I guess 2 weekends ago. And so I'm finally editing through all that footage and putting together just a recap of them. So you can see just sort of kind of basic drone shot, students hanging out, a lot of games, a lot of that sort of stuff. There's a speaker, some music, and then just some like hype scenes to end it out. So finishing up that edit, it's about a 3-minute recap video. I'll get that off. The other thing I've been working on that I'll show you here is building out a little bit of a pre-production template that I think is going to really help me with my current client, and then also hopefully with clients moving forward. One of the things I've been struggling with a little bit with my current client is that a lot of the video shoots that we do are a little off the cuff. They're not really well planned out in advance. And so I think there's some frustration there in terms of me not knowing what gear I need, what to shoot, how to shoot it, how to package it. And then also I don't think the value is being delivered to the fullest extent that they could be getting at it. So I'm going to try and press it into this template a little bit, bring in a lot more story, and hopefully just a lot more pre-planning to hopefully get some better content. So I'm taking this all out of AOD's Create and Earn, and rolling that in their Black Friday sale, and been watching through that this last week, and so far really enjoying it. I think there's some really good stuff there that is certainly, I guess I shouldn't be shaking this table. Got that camera all over the place. Sorry about that. But I think some really good stuff there that's going to help me hopefully create and earn, right? Because that's really a big part of this piece for me, just at my stage of life. As much as I do love video production and it is a hobby and a passion, I also need it to make money. I can't sink this amount of time into something with the other commitments and responsibilities that I have in life without seeing some sort of fiscal return on investment. So ultimately, I am trying to build a business. I do love doing it, and I want to be great at my craft and a great cinematographer or DP or whatever the case may be, filmmaker, but also I want the business side to be operating as well, and I need to see some sort of fiscal ROI there. So I think this pre-production template is going to really help in that. So I'm getting that dialed down, and then I'm just sort of looking here at just some different potential leads. So reached out on Instagram to a local realtor. It's I guess cold calling through Instagram, cold messaging, cold DMing. This realtor in particular does a lot of social media content that I see on their page all the time. So I'm just trying to position myself as somebody who can elevate that content to hopefully improve his reach and his effectiveness with the clientele that he's going after. So I went through and I actually just made a list of some different businesses in my area that have a social media presence that I think could potentially be clients in the future. So absolutely, I need to go through and start calling or visiting these businesses because that's really the place I'm at, where I need to find and drum up some new business, some new clientele. Have one retainer client, at the moment, shoot once a month, but ultimately I need to find a way to scale that. All of my other work has really sort of been one-off freelance jobs. And while that's wonderful, and I certainly hope that continues, I'm using Production Hub to try and find more of that work. The more I can have sustainable, reliable income, I think for me, the better place I'm going to be in, which will then give me the margin to have a little more creative freedom. So that's Monday. Generally, this is my rhythm. I focus on my other responsibilities for the majority of the day, and then I work on video production and video work when I can find the margin, either early in the morning or late at night. So Monday, put it in the books. We're going to shut it down for the night. See what we got the rest of the week. All right, happy Tuesday. Hey, so today we actually don't have any client work on the books, which means we have an incredible opportunity to practice and grow in our skill set as a filmmaker. Now, right now, I'm really trying to push in and develop my ability to tell great stories through interviews. So I'm trying to get better at talking heads, at cinematic lighting in interviews, at how to set those up in a way that creates a really beautiful image, draws the viewer in, and can tell compelling stories. I think interviews are a really great skill set to nail because that skill set transfers across so many different markets or niches in filmmaking, from testimonials to documentary to corporate work to commercial work. The talking head interview can always be a part of any of those. So what I'm gonna do to practice, I found this video from Full-Time Filmmaker, and I actually just kind of loved the image that they set up here in this kitchen. Kitchen looked, a little bit like some of the space I have in my house. So I pulled this still, and what I'm gonna try and do is just replicate it. I found that's one of the best ways to learn and grow in my skill set and to try out new techniques, to try and develop my skill set in lighting, in cinematography, and filmmaking in general, is just to try and recreate images that I love. So as you can see, as we're kind of going through these time lapses, I've sort of positioned myself to get a similar frame. I'm setting up my key light here, which is just a Nanlite 300B with a big lantern that's kind of skirted off. And now I'm just kind of working through some different settings, turning on lights, playing with some different angles, getting that hair light going to try and figure out how to recreate this look as best as possible. And then I'm working on the ambience. We're throwing in some tube lights, we're throwing in some little kicker lights in the background, and this is ultimately the image that I came up with. Now, I thought I had this dialed, so I took the SD card out of the camera, came back to the computer, blew this up big, and I realized my entire scene is orange. That I was totally missing the fill light, that I didn't quite nail the ambience or the background light in this scene. Now, it's not necessarily a bad image if this is the look you're going for, but for me, because I was trying to recreate that shot, that screenshot from Full-Time Filmmaker, this wasn't it. And so what I had to do is go back and grab another light, grabbed my 500B, threw that up into the ceiling, just to kind of wash the room in some cooler light to bring up those levels a little bit, to have less of that orange look. You can see this is the image that I ultimately got to. Now, it's not perfect. It's not exactly the same, but for what I was trying to do, I think it's actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with where I got to. So I would love to hear in your comments down below, though, how I could improve this, what I could do differently. Please pick apart this image, pick apart my lighting, my cinematography, because I know that's how I'm going to learn, and that's the power of community like this. So let me know in the comments down below what I could improve next time I'm lighting a talking head interview like this. All right, we made it. Friday morning. Overall, not a bad week, not too busy, but was able to get some work done. I was able to find ways to continue to pursue clients and continue to grow as a filmmaker, which is incredibly valuable. I know it's not a ton, but if you continue stacking those bricks, I've heard this said before, one brick at a time, and eventually you'll have built something pretty great. So that's our goal, every week just to grow a little bit. Today is actually a day off of normal work for me, so we're going to continue to press in when I have margin, when I'm not hanging out with the family, continue to follow up with clients. I just want to quickly show you, I did get an email back from a client prospective client I had reached out onto Production Hub. That job's not going to go through. And then the realtor got back to me as well. I'll show you just what those conversations have looked like in case that's helpful for you. And then hopefully we can find a couple other people to reach out to and offer some free shoots, some demo shoots, and potentially get some more work. December is always a little bit of a slow month with the holidays, but the more active we can be, the more we can be growing and networking and reaching out, the better. So appreciate you guys hanging out, following along the journey with me. Let me know down below what you're working on this month.